Okay, let's go through some examples with the slope-intercept form. So on the first one, remember as we were marking these up, your new job is at the custom t-shirt shop where your t-shirts are printed to order. And then for each order, custom t-shirt charges $8 per shirt plus a one-time setup fee of $15. Write and graph a linear equation to model this. So first of all, if I'm going to start out, I have a T and a C that I'm going to use because we're talking about t-shirts and we're talking about cost. So T is going to be our number of t-shirts. C is going to be our cost. And we're going to assume those are in dollars. So if they want us to write our equation in slope-intercept form, here's my slope-intercept form. And the bigger thing for us to do is to kind of look at how things are changing over in our story. So when it says that it's a one-time fee of $15, that means that it's going to cost me $15 from the very beginning. That's going to be like your B value or your y-intercept. On this one, it's $8 per shirt. So, and I know shirt is the letter T. So that means 8 is going to go with the T over here. Okay? Now, that means that my equation is, let me get rid of this y now. Our y is going to be our cost. So now we have both our C and our T in there. So here's my equation. So C equals 8T plus 15. Now, in order for us to look at this, we know that we're going to have to make some kind of table here. On our table, our x value is really going to be T. Our y value is going to be our C. So when we look at t-shirts, the least we can have is 0, and I'm going to do 1 and 2, just so we can start to see what the pattern is. To figure out our cost, we have to use this equation. So if I'm doing cost, I have this equation that I'm going to use. And in this first one, my T is going to be 0. So it's going to be 8 parentheses 0 plus 15. And if I put that in my calculator, that's going to give me 15. If I look at the next one, it's going to be 8 parentheses 1 plus 15. So if I put that in my calculator, it's going to be 23. And the next one is going to be 8 parentheses 2 plus 15. So if I go through and plug that in, it's going to be 31. So if I'm looking at these, that means this first one is going to give me a point of 0, 15, and then 1, 23, and 2, and 31. Okay, now, I have some idea of how the pattern changes, so now I'm going to look at this appropriate scale here. And you'll notice I don't even have anything X or Y on here. So my first job is going to be deciding how we're going to set this up. So here's my X and Y axis. T is going to be on this side, so this is my number of t-shirts. And then this is going to be my cost. Okay, now, I need to be able to set this up so I can be able to fit these on here. I have no problem with T. If I make that 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I don't know that we're going to go that far, but at least so we can have it. And now I'm going to go through and look at the cost. And my cost, I have to get up, highest number I have is 31. So I need to be able to get up at least that. So if I go and look at this, my 0, if I do 5 and then 10, 15 and then 20, 25 and then 30, 35 and then 40, 45 and 50, 55 and 60. Now we're going to go through and at least start to get our numbers on there. So 0, 15, 1 and 23 and 2 and 31. Now I can see that there are some other pieces over here where I could have more points, but the whole idea is at this point now, I probably have enough that I can go through and make my line. So if I go through, I can kind of get a pattern that, I can get a pattern that kind of looks like this. Okay, look through your other examples, and then we'll talk about this again tomorrow.